Hey, what is going on? Let's see. What is going on? Social Share Club. This is Travis, and I've got such a wonderful guest and a wonderful friend in Kelly Kunkel Morgan of MORGAINZ Fitness. We're going to start off with getting into creating a positive foundation for 2021. But before we get into that, I've got some special sponsors for today's live stream. American Automotive Solutions. So if right now we're in the middle of winter, you want to get your car protected. They've got great ceramic coating packages. If you've got a truck and you want to get your bed liner fixed up, they've got some amazing sprays over there as well. So go check out American Automotive Solutions, located on Bedford Street in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and ask for Mike. He'll hook you up. Next is Trav Media. If you are a business and you want to understand what your digital footprint looks like, head over to trav.media. Instead of .com, it's .media, and click on Brand Score Report. Enter your information into the form and set up a call with me, and we will go over what your entire digital footprint looks like, from your social media to your website to your listings and beyond. Go ahead and check that out. And then lastly, On Air, you can go over to onair.today to check out the prototype. Please leave a review, and On Air is the audio social media platform that I've been building. So please go ahead and go over and check that out. And again, tell me what you think. Always, always, always love to hear what people think. Critiquing, and it's not going to hurt my feelings, I promise you. So, but before we get into all that, let's get into what we've got with Kelly. Kelly, what is going on, my friend?
Hi, Trav. How are you?
Good, buddy. It's great to have you on today. I am so thrilled. We've been friends now for years, and jamming out on business. We get together. It's just mending of the minds, and I love hearing everything that you've got going on and how we work together, and building business, building lifestyles. So how long have you and Dave, you founded MORGAINZ Fitness? And it didn't start out as MORGAINZ Fitness, did it?
It did not. Isn't it crazy? That's going to be 9 years ago in April.
What? 9 years ago?
I know, right? April 16th, 2012 was the official grand opening of Richland Fitness. I know.
Wow. So you're coming up on a decade. That's a solid decade.
Oh, it's crazy when we look back at how much time has gone by, but at the same time, we're so thankful and grateful that, number one, we get to do what we love. And looking back, if you would have ever told me that things would look now the way they did then, I'd be asking you what kind of drugs you're on. Like, who are you talking about? That's no way is that happening. It's happening.
It is happening. It's happening rather quickly. So you start off at Richland Fitness, and then, then now you are into how many locations?
There's 4. So yeah, so Richland, which most people still will refer to us as that, even though it's been MORGAINZ now since April of 2019. So that's already coming up on 2 years, which is crazy. So Richland, which is still in its original location, 890 Scalp Avenue. Then Evansburg came along about 2 years later, 2014. And then Westmont came along. So it was Evansburg Fitness. And then there was West Hills Fitness, which came along in December of 2016. And then apparently we weren't busy enough It was probably around that 2-year mark or itch that Precision Fitness in Somerset became available for sale. And we had been in contact with the then owners, and we got together, we chatted about it, and we just didn't really think that the timing was right. Had our plates very full trying to run 3 of them. And if anybody that runs a small business, they know how challenging it is and how many moving parts, and times that by 3, you know, it just obviously it triples the amount of work, and that's just the way it goes. So anyhow, we kind of walked away from that at peace, and then, well, didn't it present itself again? So we're like, okay, why is this back in front of us? So anyways, we were in negotiations with them, and then it was a very long process because it just was a big deal. We now branched counties. Now we broke out of Cambria County, went to Somerset County. So at that point in time, we decided that we could not be Richland Fitness, Evansburg Fitness, West Hills Fitness, and Precision Fitness, Somerset Fitness. So we decided at the beginning of 2019, I guess it was, that we were going to have this contest, and we would, you know, there was a prize, obviously, of a free membership for an entire year who could come up with the name. And you know this because you're in marketing and you've been doing this for a very long time. You have to have the right name. And we were very limited because, number one, we wanted it to be universal. We wanted it to be easy. You have to have the word fitness or gym in your name if you are that, because just local search and things like that. So it was kind of like limiting us, like one word to something gym or something fitness, and thousands of names we went through, and back and forth. And then the one gentleman, Gio, who's been a member of our Richland location for years, he comes up, he's like, I got it. I got it. I was like, seriously? Because I'm so sick of thinking about it, sick of talking about it. He's like, it's MORGAINZ. MORGAINZ. Your name is Morgan. It's MORGAINZ. And at first we were like, that's like so bro-ish, like, check out my gains, man. And just whether we said it like that, we sort of dismissed it originally. And then as we circled back, we were just like, oh my gosh, it's MORGAINZ. It's going to be MORGAINZ. So guess what? It totally worked out. So here we are.
Now you got some sweet swag to go along with it.
We got swag going on. Yeah. Tons of clothing options. We have made hats in the past. We've had certain requests, but you know, also that's something else. So obviously we rebranded. So you know how much is involved in rebranding. So then you have to get a new logo. So obviously we did all of that. Logo cred to Dan Hockenberry. He redesigned it. And Dave Sutton redid the signs, business cards, clothing, flyers, you name it. You have to change everything. So believe it or not, we still have yet to change the Evansburg sign and the West Hills sign, just because there's so much stuff, and to change that many locations. Somerset was our focus. Then Corona hit, and then that's when we worked on the Richland expansion. So nothing going on over here.
Yeah. Didn't you just mention expansion, right?
I did. So well, and you probably know this because you and I had definitely talked about this before. We had been looking to move our Richland location for years and years and years, partly because of not great landlords, didn't take care of the property. We wanted to have ownership of property just because basically we're paying for everything anyway. So we had, I'm not kidding, looking probably for over 5 years. So we were this close to signing a lease with another party and moving our entire location not very far from where it is. And I'm talking like within a week. Well, a friend of mine bought the entire building at 890 Scalp Avenue. And he said, did you sign that lease? And I'm like, I didn't. And he's like, don't. Let me present something with you or for you before you do that. So we got together, we talked about it. So we basically, that's what we did during our 2-month shutdown, was we did all the demolition and just basically almost doubled our space. There was so much cement block and everything that was and you know this because you know what the original gym looked like. And now you know what the new gym looks like. You can't even picture what the old gym looked like.
I can't. I can't. I remember. I mean, I just remember walking in and the gym being packed, and I mean, but you know, everybody was still very courteous, but you were, you know, almost on top of each other, and now it's so amazing. You put a walking track. You put some turf in.
So there's turf. We changed a whole bunch of the equipment. We redid the flooring in the classroom, basically repainted the entire thing. So where this came from too, which was super handy. And again, we love small business, you know, supporting small business, supporting local. And of course, you know this as well. So when the corporate gym that charges $10 a month that came into town in the end of 2015, I mean, that if we would not have had multiple locations, it would have wiped us out. And again, I believe God is in control. So everything happens for a reason. But now, even when we're crowded now, there's so much space, and we just spaced equipment out enough that it's not crowded like you're on top of each other. There's still, you know, there's other options. So if like there's a certain machine that you're looking for, there's a different machine that it does almost the same thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's not on top of each other. So again, even when it's crowded, it's not crowded. So that's what people love also.
Yeah, it really is. Like you whenever you're working out at your location, like you've got your own little area. And it's very nice. Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, and that makes a wonderful dynamic within your facility. Incredibly clean. You guys take precautions. You guys have so many precautions that you know you've educated your members on. You want to talk about some of those?
Well, I mean, I'm a registered nurse for 20 years. You know, we've always prided ourselves in having clean facilities, you know, and some of it should just be common sense stuff. You know, if you're sick, stay home, you know, that have always been the case. Put your stuff away, wipe it off, wash your hands when you leave. I know, super scientific going on there.
Change your shoes.
Change your shoes. I mean, especially in the winter, my gosh, you know, I'm like a shoe Nazi on there just because there's no reason to. And now the way we opened it up, when you come in, there's no reason people don't change their shoes there. Because just dragging that salt all through the gym, it's just, you know, it's just unnecessary. And it just makes for extra cleaning for my staff. And, you know, there's a lot of people coming in now, so they're definitely outnumbered. But, you know, definitely it gets dirtier in the winter for sure. But you know, of course we have, you know, sanitizer. We encourage everybody to, you know, people can wipe their stuff off before, during, and after if they want to. We certainly have enough supplies. I feel that people certainly, you know, distance themselves. They're not on top of each other. I mean, there's really no reason you would ever be in close contact with somebody there unless you chose it. Like if you're lifting with somebody, even our classroom is big enough that people are spaced far enough apart. I don't really know what else to add to that, you know, portion of it there, but still, you know, remains 24/7 access. We still have classes. We simplified our pricing structure. I just think fitness is such a magical, whatever you want to call it, entity. I think exercise is the best medicine that there is. It's the way, you know, it's how we stay healthy up until whatever age. You know, we have people that are in their 80s that come in and have been back, and that's what keeps them healthy. And they know that. Plus, you know, there's some days it's really just therapy. And, you know, no one's born with gym etiquette. Nobody's born knowing how to do it. I know it's scary and intimidating, especially for whatever people may have heard for women. Think like, oh, again, back to the whole, you know, check out my gains, that they just think that, I don't know what people who haven't been to a gym, what they think happens in there. I would like to think that we welcome everybody of all, you know, ages, shapes, sizes, and fitness levels, because I think we do have something for everyone, and that you can truly become the best version of yourself through fitness. So we're all there for the most part, like-minded, trying to better ourselves in some way, regardless of what our goal is. So it's just I feel it's a safe place. you know, we have a fantastic camera system and just a lot of good people. So I love it there personally.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It really is. It's a wonderful place. But you offer a lot more than just throwing weights around. You mentioned classrooms. I know in the past you personal trainings, and you've helped people with meal planning and nutrition, and talking about that. What does that look like for you guys?
So yeah, we still definitely offer classes. They're different between all 4 locations. And again, morgainsfitness.com is very helpful. And I think our website is easy to navigate, and testimonies on there. Our trainers are on there. My 90-day program's on there. And then the class schedule, prices, singles can even join online, which is pretty fantastic. Daycare, of course, we still offer our daycare. We just have evening hours now. Just because again, it just seemed to be like not a huge need for that over the last year or so. So, you know, when you have a business, you gotta, it's not like, you know, one and done. We have to constantly be evolving, and with loss of revenue from 19 to 20, you got to cut costs where you can. So we still have a few people that, you know, bring their kids in the evening, but we still have professional trainers at all of the locations. They're businesses within the business. My 90-day program, again, with testimonies and stuff on the website. I try to post as soon as I have somebody graduate. It's just normal, everyday people that are just taking control of a part of their life that maybe has been out of control for a long time, or they're just trying to up their game. But whatever it is, super inspiring. I always get lots of comments and then maybe requests for somebody else saying, wow, if they could do that, maybe I could. Of course you can do it. I've had people in their 70s with a bad back that can come in and do this. So not only is there weightlifting, there's, like we said, the classes, there's pretty much any cardio that you wanted to come in and do, the trainers, the program. I mean, that pretty much sums up what there is to do in a gym. Some people just go, I think, honestly, for the social component of it, because you know, maybe they are older and their children are grown and gone and they're retired, and guess what? They love to come see their people at the gym. So why not?
For sure. One of my favorite things in the old facility, now that you've expanded, things are shifting, and again, you know, you talked about evolving, was the smoothie bar.
Oh, well, that was fun when we had it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we talked about the return of the smoothie bar, hopefully summer of this year. If not, you know, we'll see. I know, right? Because it was such an easy thing. They were super reasonable. They were nutritious. So many people struggle with getting enough protein that it was an easy, you know, $5. And remember, we did a smoothie of the month. Remember, we always, whatever the smoothie of the month was $4. And it was easy. It was clean. Yeah, people love that. So the area behind the magic black curtain, as we call it, because I just couldn't deal with that. They still had to do like the sewer line and things like that. We're just like, we're not dealing with this. We have all this other stuff going on with this expansion. We'll deal with that, you know, at a later date. So hopefully this summer we can get something in effect going into there. We also talked about, because like we partner with Katie Gutwald from Simple Nutrition Meals. She does a meal delivery service, I guess you will call it. She has, she delivers meals to all 4 gyms, and then people can just go to her website. They pre-order, I think by, I believe it's Wednesday, and then she delivers the meals for the week the following Monday, and then they just come in the gym and pick them up. So we talked about, you know, who knows, maybe she could have her own kitchen and just, you know, something like that, or just another little social area with maybe, you know, coffee and some tables and chairs. But it's in the back of my brain for moving forward. You know, I don't stay still very long.
No, you do not. You and Dave are always moving and shaking, and innovating. I love the fact that you guys innovate the way you do, building out this model. Being able to, now you've got it's not the Richland location, it's not the West Hills, it's not the Evansburg, it's not the Somerset. it's MORGAINZ.
Yes. It's our fit family. That's what we like to call it. And here's a little known fact, very little known. We actually finished our franchise agreement with a franchising company out of Ohio that finished in March of 2020. Well, who's buying gyms right now? Because nobody is. But, you know, that was a lot of money. It was a lot of time. I basically wrote the entire operations manual, but you figure over time, because we built the first 3 from the ground up, where's the manual? A lot of it's in my head. Well, I can't be in 3 places at once, certainly not 4. So writing the franchise agreement, it made me streamline and work on our policies and procedures and making things far more standardized, which we all know, you know, if you're going to be successful as a franchise, things, you know, if you work at one, you could work at any of them. So hopefully, as time goes on and we get past this pandemic, that will happen, and maybe there'll be a franchise near you in the Pittsburgh area. Maybe you could own it. I'll help you build it. So there's that also.
I'm scouting. I'm scouting.
Yeah, you're
scouting locations.
Because seriously, and the way we did it was we did 3 different models or levels, if you will, based on the size of your town that you're in, because we firmly believe that, you know, the smallest version, you know, even if you have a town of a couple thousand people, if you could, you know, size it down that if you have 200 members that you just made that town happy, you get to do what you love and make your community healthier. Well, there's a win-win.
Right.
And we've made so many mistakes over the years. Believe me, I could write a book about that. Nobody would read it. But how else do you grow? You have to learn from your mistakes. So yeah, what I know now versus what I knew 9 years ago, obviously, you know, we're a registered nurse and a cop for how many years? We're just like, oh yeah, we'll build the gym. It'll run itself. No, it won't. It needs a mom or a dad. So I've learned that obviously over the years as well. So anyways, yeah, it's, we get to do what we love, which is the blessing. So as a nurse, of course, I naturally care about people, but this is just investing a whole different way. And one of my success stories I just posted a couple weeks ago, she actually said she loved what I said, was that it almost, you know, Jesus is teaching his disciples how to fish. Instead of giving them fish and feeding them once, he's teaching them how to fish. That's what we feel like, not that we're comparing ourselves to Jesus, to be clear, not even close.
I understand the analogy, right?
Instead of, you know, one-on-one personal training session where you're just, and that's fine too, because there's people that really want that. They thrive on that one-on-one interaction. But now, you know, that's obviously, it costs more. You have to line up your schedule. There's so many other things that are involved in that. Not everybody needs that. Some people just need to learn what to do. So therefore, instead of just one session, I'm like, oh, cool. Let me give you the tools to do this yourself. You need a 24/7 access gym and heavy enough weight to throw around and you win. There's that.
Right on. Yeah, whenever we were talking earlier, you said, how are we going to cover a half hour? Well, we're already 26 minutes in.
So guess what I didn't say? The other thing I love to promote is, because small business, supporting small business, is people that are members of our facility that contributes revenue to over 70 families in Cambria and Somerset counties and their income. So that's pretty amazing.
That is awesome. That is awesome. You know, and you and Dave have always been big impact people. You know, making an impact in the community is something that really started you guys on this journey. So I'm very proud to see, you know, what you guys have accomplished. You get always a positive smile, positive feedback, and you know, even when it's negative feedback, it's still positive coming from you guys, because you understand that, you know, iron sharpens iron, and sometimes, you know, a sword isn't in its final form until it goes through heat, it goes through tension, it goes through stress, it goes through, you know, its own anxiety of getting out the impurities within that raw material. So, and wanting to see the best in a community, you guys have always had that outlook, and I commend you for that. So.
Oh, thanks, Trav. Yay. One other little tidbit of exciting news is we are going to be offering, I bought recently, it's called a calorimeter. Do you know what that is?
I do not. Is that like the calorie, like?
Yes. So it's
body weight.
Yeah, you breathe in, you actually relax, you breathe into it, and it measures your resting metabolic rate, which is around 70% of your entire metabolism on a day-to-day basis. So it's very important to know what that number is, so you know how many calories you burn. Otherwise, you're just guessing as to what a macro prescription should be for somebody. So this is actually, it's like an X-ray. There's really no arguing with it. It's science. And we've purchased one of those, and we're going to start offering that then to our clientele also. So it's just constantly learning, growing, raising the bar on what we offer.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to wrap up here. Kelly, it's just been an absolute pleasure just jamming out with you here on the Social Share Club. And I hope to have you back sometime, maybe after the summer, whenever you guys open up that smoothie bar. We can talk about macros and all the other health, having a healthy meal plan, and what that looks like for people, and making the best version of you. So
yes, I would love to.
Before we leave, give a shout out back to our sponsors and the American Automotive Solutions. You can go to americanautomotivesolutions.net and see what we are talking about whenever talking about keeping up your vehicle, and check out their ceramic coatings, their bed linings, and all of their detailing. They do a great job over there. If you own a business, you should be getting your brand score report right now, and we will go over your entire digital footprint and help you understand how you can close up some of those gaps you have within your digital marketing. So head on over to trav.media. Instead of .com, it's .media, and get your brand score report. Click on solutions, down to brand score report, and fill out the form to get yours today. Schedule a meeting with moi, and we'll take care of you. Next is go over to onair.today, check out the audio social media, and get the prototype. Tell me what you think. Leave a review, and I will be eternally grateful for your efforts. With all of that being said, I want to thank you again for watching this episode of the Social Share Club live stream, and I want everybody to have a great day. See you later.
Have a mindset of curiosity, and so there can be a lot of pressure to perform. It's like, I really want to make this dream happen.
There's an understanding of mental health and well-being that people don't really realize.
Exercise is the best medicine that there is.
You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe you can do it. You gotta push. You gotta want it.
Adding to positive conversation and elevating everybody's vibration on some level.
I should have done it sooner, because you've taken so much burden off me. You've taken so much time that I've wasted off my plate.
You've got to take that leap of faith and step a little bit outside of your comfort zone.
What is going on, Social Share Club? Travis here, and I've got a special episode. But without further ado, grab the like button.